The gentleman yields. I now recognize Mr. Carter for his 5 minutes of question.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you to our witnesses for being here today. Like many Americans, I'm deeply troubled by the cruel and profoundly un-American mass deportation agenda being undertaken by the Donald Trump administration and his allies. These harsh policies are not about public safety or border security. We've seen children torn from their parents, flagrant disregard of basic due process protections, and individuals targeted for exercising their First Amendment rights. Congress must do what we can to uphold the values of our founding fathers and the rights of all people in the United States. We need immigration policies rooted in dignity, fairness, and most importantly, due process, not cruelty and authoritarianism. Despite campaign promises, the vast majority of those detained or deported under this administration, have had no criminal record. Many of these individuals have lived here for years, raised families here, and contributed to our communities. In New Orleans, my hometown and district, just weeks ago, Madonna Kashanian, an Iranian woman who's lived in the United States for almost 5 decades with no criminal record, was gardening outside her home when ICE agents detained her. I'd like to commend my friend and colleague, Majority Leader, Congressman Steve Scalise, who worked with me to get her released. Yeah, I said Majority Leader Steve Scalise, who worked to have her released. Congressman Scalise said, and I quote, "She's been a great member of this community. She's done a lot for the people, and her life work is what she should be judged on." This was said by a Republican, by your leader. I agree with this sentiment, and I hope that my Republican colleagues that see this and know that they should too treat every human being seeking a better life in this country the same way. Steve Scalise, Majority Leader, Republican, said that we have to have a better process, that we shouldn't be snatching people who are people that are here that hadn't broken any laws, that had been here for many years. Let's keep this going. It sounds like we're on the right track. I would ask my colleagues on this committee and in the Republican conference to likewise follow the lead of their leader who said this and acted, more importantly, and she's been released as a part of that. She now has due process. That's all we're asking that people have is due process. Have an opportunity to defend yourself. If you are, in fact, someone that's been breaking laws and are habitual, that's another story. But if you've been here and you tried to go through the process, you should not be singled out. Mr. Beer, how has the Trump administration's immigration enforcement practice, such as denying access to legal counsel and expedited deportations without hearings, undermined basic due process and constitutional protections?
Look, this administration went to the Supreme Court with the proposition that they could grab anyone off the streets, put them on a plane with no hearing, no warning, and fly them to a foreign prison and put them there indefinitely and pay for it with U.S. tax dollars. They went to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court said, no, you can't do that. You got to go back and give people due process. That's a good win. Unfortunately, they have tried to evade that ruling in every conceivable possible way, using other authorities to fly people to other countries.
We have a constitution for a reason.
We have a
rule of law for a reason.
We have a constitution.
The founders of our constitution were keenly aware that this day might come.
Yes, they were. Absolutely, they were. The problem we're facing is there's a lack of consequences when an administration or agents of the administration violate the Constitution. They can violate it with impunity, and as long as they can, they will.
I got about 36 seconds. I want to get a few more questions in. What does it mean for civil liberties in a democratic society when the Trump administration targets individuals for immigration enforcement based on political speech and activism, not because of anything else, just because they don't like what you said? This is America, right?
This is America, and in America, you don't need a passport to speak freely. And that is what it's coming to. If you can get a phone call from ICE to prove that you are a citizen and then therefore you have the right to say certain things critical of the government, we have degraded free speech for every single person.
Lastly, and I'm already over my time, so thank you, Mr. Chairman. ICE agents wearing masks without identifying badges or identification. We've seen people abuse this already. What risk do we have? And I'd ask each of the members to kind of chime in very briefly. When we have armed guards that don't wear any identification, that don't show a badge, that hide their faces, understand the argument that we have to protect the agents. But should there not be some duty to identify yourself as a duly appointed ICE agent to make sure that nefarious actors are not misusing this role to do things that are further illegal than we've already seen happen? Real quickly.
Yeah, we've already seen, as I said before, a huge number of cases around the country where people have impersonated ICE agents using masks, and it's a real problem in the country.
I assume they're doing it because they have a fear that that they could be targeted. Certainly, there are violent groups that have targeted ICE, and that's
So
presumably.
why don't all police officers do that?
I don't know that they're
Because
being
they're not
targeted.
being targeted.
Yeah, there's
Oh,
not.
you don't think police officers are being targeted? I beg to
By
differ.
violence?
When was the last time a congressman
We see police
got-
officers, Mayor, we see police officers being targeted on the street of America every single day.
Gentlemen's
They don't cover their
time has
faces because they
expired.
understand they have to protect and serve. My time is you.
When they-
Thank you, sir. Your
when-
time is up too.
when they are
Your time is up
personally-
too, sir.
Too
Your
bad.
time, sir,
Watch
your
this.
time is
When
up.
they're- when they
Reclaiming
are
my time.
threatened, they
Reclaiming
protect-
my
Your
time.
time is up,
Reclaiming my time.
When they're threatened,
you have
they
no
should
time,
protect
sir.
themselves. It's
Sir,
irresponsible
you have
not
no
to protect
time.
your own
You
office.
are not going to overspeak me, sir. When you're
Well,
asking
you're doing
questions-
it to me, so
Well,
I'll
you're
do
not
it
a
to
member
you.
of Congress.
God bless
Gentlemen, if you
America.
both suspend.